The first thing they tell you is simple: never torture the body if you can imprison the mind. Your office has no windows, no clocks, no mirrors, just a metal table, 2 chairs, and silence so perfect it becomes another weapon. By the time they bring in your first prisoner, you've already read every page of their life. Their childhood, their first love, their fears, their victories, their regrets. You know them better than they know themselves. Because your job isn't to discover the truth. Your job is to write it. Every rebel who enters this room is considered dangerous. Revolutionaries, journalists, military defectors, underground leaders, people who refuse to obey. The government calls them terrorists. Millions call them heroes. You are forbidden from having an opinion. The door opens. 2 guards escort in today's prisoner. The file says they are responsible for organizing the largest resistance network in decades. Thousands followed their broadcasts. Cities rioted after their speeches. Entire military units deserted because of them. Yet the person sitting across from you looks ordinary. No dramatic entrance. No shouting. Just tired eyes. They smile. I've been expecting you. Most interrogators would begin with accusations. You begin with coffee. You pour 2 cups. You drink first. You let the silence breathe. People fear silence more than questions. Minutes pass. Eventually they ask, aren't you going to interrogate me? You simply answer, we're just talking. That's the first crack. Because prisoners prepare for violence. They are never prepared for kindness. The conversation drifts. Favorite books, music, weather, family, nothing important. At least that's what they believe. Every sentence reveals patterns. Every hesitation becomes data. Every smile hides a weakness. You never interrupt. You let them build the prison themselves. After 3 hours they've accidentally told you more than any torture chamber ever could. Not secrets, habits, relationships, memories, the architecture of a human mind. Then the real interrogation begins. The lights change, not brighter, softer. The room becomes warmer, almost comforting. You slide a photograph across the table. It's their childhood home. Another photo. Their younger sister. Another. Their old university classroom. The prisoner freezes. How did you get these? You don't answer. Instead, you ask something impossible. What color were your mother's curtains? Confused, they answer automatically. Blue. You shake your head. No. They were green. They weren't. They were. Suddenly, photographs appear. Green curtains. Family gatherings they don't remember. Birthdays that never happened. Their face slowly changes. Confusion. Doubt. Fear. The photographs are fake. Perfectly fake. Created long before they arrived. The goal isn't convincing them you're right. The goal is making them wonder if they're wrong. Memory is fragile. Confidence breaks first. Every day, the illusion grows. Old friends confess to betrayals they never committed. Recorded phone calls are edited. Videos are manipulated. Letters arrive from people already dead. Nothing's impossible when the state controls reality. Weeks become months. The prisoner stops correcting you. That's always the turning point. Not when they confess. When they stop trusting themselves. One evening they whisper, I don't remember anymore. Mission accomplished. Because a rebel without certainty cannot inspire anyone. Then something unexpected happens. You receive a classified report. The prisoner never organized the rebellion. They weren't the leader. The government already knew. The real leader escaped months ago. This interrogation was never about extracting information. It was an experiment. You were testing psychological methods for future political prisoners. The person across the table was simply a prototype. Disposable. You confront your superior. So we've destroyed an innocent mind. The director doesn't even look up from his papers. Innocence is inefficient. You lied. We tested. They'll never recover. They are statistically acceptable losses. That's when something inside you shifts. For years you believed you soared stability. Now you realize you serve fear. You begin reading old interrogation files. Thousands. Patterns emerge. Confessions copied word for word. Evidence appearing after admissions. Witnesses disappearing. Entire revolutions erased before history could remember them. You weren't protecting the nation. You were manufacturing obedience. The next prisoner arrives. Another famous rebel. The cameras activate. Microphones record every word. Headquarters watches from behind dark glass. You sit down, open the file, look into their eyes, then quietly slide a folded note beneath the table. It reads, "Do not speak." Every word becomes a weapon against you. The prisoner looks confused. You continue the performance. Raise your voice. Ask meaningless questions. Bang the table dramatically. The observers applaud your aggression. Hidden beneath the desk, you pass another note. There's a blind spot in corridor C. 3 minutes after midnight. For the first time in years you are lying to your own government. Days later the prison erupts into chaos. Power failures. False alarms. Security systems mysteriously malfunction. By sunrise 3 prisoners have vanished. The regime declares them dead. But somewhere beyond the borders the resistance suddenly broadcasts again. Stronger than ever. Your superiors investigate. They suspect sabotage. Every interrogator is questioned, including you. Ironically, you're now sitting in the same chair where thousands once sat, across the same table, inside the same silent room. Another interrogator pours 2 cups of coffee, drinks first, smiles politely, then says the words you taught generations before him. "We're just talking." Only now you understand what every prisoner felt. Because the greatest prison was never built with steel. It was built inside the human mind. And once someone learns how to reshape reality, no wall is ever strong enough to contain the truth forever. So tell me, if every memory you trusted could be rewritten, how would you know which version of yourself was real?